Guys, it's Dan Latto speaking. So, welcome to the YouTube channel, and I'm just going to have a couple of minutes talk live, actually, about Bitcoin. Just to let you know what's going on with that. Let's move the camera a little bit. That's better. There we go. So, yeah, what's going on with Bitcoin right now, and why am I streaming live on YouTube? So, and by the way, if I'm looking all over the place, it's because the camera's here, the laptop's here, and the charts are here on the screens. So, we've been putting some money into Bitcoin for a little bit of time now, and actually it's gone really well for us, obviously, because Bitcoin's going up and up and up. But actually, Bitcoin's just gone to a new high. It's literally just gone to it just broke the $18,000 mark, $18,000 and 35 sorry, $18,035. It does help if you can actually speak, I find, when you're doing YouTube live, doesn't it? Anyway, so I mean, that's phenomenal, right? But it's just testing new highs constantly. And if you go to Coinbase, or if you go to some of these other places and you go and have a look and see where the other previous highs have been, it's just going up and up and up. And people going, well, you know, it's in a bubble and it's going to burst. And these are the same people who said this back in a month ago, let's say. I've got Coinbase open, I've gone to the 1 month chart, and on Coinbase a month ago, Bitcoin, I'll do it in pounds, it was £5,381. Right now, it's £13,271. I mean, it's nearly tripled in a month. That's just phenomenal, right? It's 146% up since last month, in fact. Now, if you'd have said this back in November the 15th, or it's the highest it's ever going to go, you just missed out on almost a tripling of its value. I mean, it's just phenomenal, right? So, is it a bubble? I don't know. Is it worth getting involved in? Yep. For me, that's what we've been doing. We've been heavy in property for the last 20 years, and property's been fabulous, and you know we still live off those proceeds on property, which has been really good for us. It's enabled us to live here in a villa in Spain. We get a regular income each month and so on. But Bitcoin for me was like property was 20 years ago, and you know 20 years ago it was crazy. Nobody else was doing it, and then suddenly it hit the mainstream and everybody was talking about it at dinner parties, and it was in all the press, and everyone would say it was going to burst, and then it did eventually, like 10 years later, 10 years afterwards, you know. And we had that 10-year run, and if we'd have listened to what everybody else said about not buying it, then we won't be sat here in a villa in Spain. You know, it's 18, 19 degrees outside. It's actually colder in the house than it is outside, believe it or not. And normally we have a nice open fire one, by the way, which is really cool. But you know, that's what really got us here. But we don't live back in 1996, 1997, which is when I first started in property. We don't live in those days. Facebook didn't exist. The internet, you know, only just existed, and we used bad dial-up modems. We didn't have Wi-Fi like we have now. It's just phenomenal. These things here, these just didn't exist. And you know, I've ran this Bitcoin business in the last 25 days, literally off Facebook and my mobile phone, and you know we've got the technology now which enables us to compete with bigger businesses, and it's just phenomenal. Look, if you want to join us and start investing in Bitcoin, or you want to find out more about Bitcoin, then come and join us on the Facebook group. It's facebook.com. And it's how to get started with Bitcoin. The link is in the description just below. And come and find us. Come and talk to us about it. I was just looking at the chart on not Facebook, Bitcoin, and it peaked about £18,035, and now it's just going to do a little retrace. But it'll create a new support level, by the way, around, I'm guessing, let's have a look, around the 17,300 mark. That'll be its new support. I don't know what I'm doing, by the way, on Forex, so I'm guessing. But isn't everybody these days? The world in which we lived just a few short years ago is vastly different. And the world in which we're going to live in just a few short years will be vastly different. Look at the robotics coming with Boston Dynamics. Look at driverless cars. You know, my youngest is 3 years old. She just turned 3. She won't need to pass a driving test. She will call a taxi on a device, on a wrist, I don't know, and it'll turn up. There's no driver. She'll jump in. It'll cost her a couple of credits, whatever those credits happen to be. Part of Bitcoin, if you know GBP and euros still exist in those days. Like nobody knows what's going to go on. But if you look at the progression that we're going through right now as a technology and the singularity that we're approaching, and people don't like fiat currency. They don't like the fact that when the government's running out of money, they just go and print more money and everybody else suffers. Because in them printing more money, inflation goes up. The value of your pound drops, which means inflation or the value of goods is rising relative. So people don't like that. And then we've got places like Venezuela, for example, which, they're suffering from hyperinflation right now. Like, do you remember, you might remember from school, Germany after World War II, and they had hyperinflation and that sort of thing. And there's no stability in those currencies anymore. And the government just prints more, hence the hyperinflation, to pay, debt off effectively. It's just changing. The world is changing. And I want to be part of this world, and I'm quite looking forward to this new world. Brave new world. I'm enjoying it. And I want to be part of it, and I want you guys to be part of it too, because this is where we're heading. You can't put that genie back in the lamp, back in the bottle, back in the lamp. You can't do it. You just can't do it. You can't uninvent the atom bomb. It already exists. And I'm not even saying that Bitcoin is an atom bomb, because I don't think it is. Bitcoin, for me, is the pin that's going to prick the fiat bubble. And the world is changing. So if you want to get more information about this, and come over, join us in the Facebook group, you're more than welcome. And come and join me on Facebook. We love to chat. Yeah, if you've got any questions, stick them in the box below. We might come back and answer you via text, or we might just come back and do a response video. Who knows? It's a load of fun right now. We don't know where we're going to go with it. But come and join us on a journey. All right, I hope that's useful for you. My name's Dan Latto, and we'll speak to you in the next video.